Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another weekly member spotlight. It is finally Friday. You all made it another week. We are going to sit down today with Quantum Fiber. We have Sarah and Kyle joining us. But first, we do have a couple quick announcements. Just a few reminders. April 6th is the Next Gen Breakfast that's coming up with the focus on DE&I. April 7th is the IRO Social. And there's lots of stuff going on April 19th. We have the Diversity and Inclusion seminar on becoming an ally, Fair Housing Feud, and it's also the 2022 Multifamily Housing Day. You can register for all of those events on the website at GCNKAA.org. All right, well, welcome Kyle and Sarah. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. So you guys are going to be talking about Quantum Fiber. Kyle, do you want to kind of dive into what Quantum Fiber is and kind of like the background, mission?
Sure, yeah, I would love to. So Quantum Fiber is a Lumen Technologies brand. Lumen Technologies is a Fortune 150 company. We're very enriched with decades of telecom service. But Lumen Technologies is actually the flagship brand that we rebranded to back in late 2020, early 21. And our business and enterprise partner or side of the business adopted that name first. Then came early 21, where the brand Quantum Fiber was developed. And that is specifically a residential arm of Lumen Technologies that handles fiber deployments to multifamily and mixed-use developments across the country. Many people may refer to us or know us by our previous names. Quest Communications was one, CenturyLink was another, former Level 3 Communications, or Embark. Those are all several different entities that have made up what is now referred to as Lumen Technologies.
Gotcha. Okay. And you guys are a new member to the association. So Sarah, you're kind of taking the lead on that. So welcome. We love our new members. We're very welcome to have you on so everyone can get to know you. Hope to see you at some events soon. So what do you think is going to be the most beneficial for Quantum Fiber and the association having you here as a new member?
One thing, at least, that I've noticed thus far, you had mentioned the events. Kyle and I actually, so what was it, last week already, I believe, we had traveled to Ohio. We are both from Wisconsin. We had traveled to Ohio for the trade show. So it was nice to be able to participate in that with you guys as a whole and see, of course, all the other members and then introduce ourselves and, see our name. Who else's name is out there and in the association. So it was really nice to participate in that, and I'm sure that'll be the first of many. But I really do enjoy being able to see all the other members and how we can contribute to the area with the product that we offer.
Awesome. We're very glad to have you join us in the association. Sorry I missed you guys at the trade show, but hopefully we can catch up at the next event. So why don't you kind of tell us about your role? Sarah, what do you do for Quantum Fiber?
What I do is I primarily work with developers or owners and provide them or inform them of what the product that we offer. So the Quantum Fiber is our instant Wi-Fi that we offer to those multi-dwelling units and mixed use, as Kyle had mentioned. And we provide a proposal for the product that we offer, our instant internet, so that we can provide our Quantum Fiber into their buildings for their tenants' use.
Okay, very nice. And Kyle, what do you do?
So I am the East Region Business Development Manager for Quantum Fiber. I have a team of 6 account managers, Sarah being one. So we handle much of the East Coast. We actually handle all of our major CLEC markets, so all the major markets in the East Coast and the Midwest, of course. So the Cincinnatis, the Nashville, the Charlotte, the Pittsburgh, those are all our territories. And I coach and train, develop the team, and help partner with new clients across the U.S.
That's awesome. Very nice. Okay, so we kind of talked about before, what are your, like, how did you guys get into this industry with quantum fiber? Is it new to you, or have you always been in that industry? Sarah, you want to go first?
Yeah. So I live in, like I mentioned, I live in Wisconsin, and here it's been many years now. There was a big call center as a primary, I guess, hub, we'll call it that, of where it was previously CenturyLink, as Kyle had mentioned. And my mom actually worked there, so she kind of brought me in, and it was a family event to work at CenturyLink. My sister also worked there, and then my mom is since retired, so she kind of brought me in, and I've carried many jobs along the way, leading me to where I am now.
Awesome. How about you, Kyle?
Yeah, and not to throw more names out there and confuse the brand, but La Crosse, so specifically, Sarah and I are out of La Crosse, Wisconsin, right on the Mississippi. La Crosse has a deep history as well in telecom, back to La Crosse Telephone, which was purchased by CenturyTel. So we have the ability, or I guess we have the luxury of having a call center right in our city, or our hometown, as well as retail stores. And I got started as CenturyLink. I was actually a retail store representative out of La Crosse. So we handled a lot of the in face-to-face interactions, a lot of the billing, a lot of the new signups, and then we did a lot of the events in our local market as well. Started there, became a retail manager, and managed all of our Wisconsin stores remotely, and the La Crosse one, of course, and then moved over to our connected communities in 2018, where we started working with developers.
Awesome. Nice. Well, it sounds good. So you have a lot of experience with the industry. So does Quantum Fiber have anyone in this local Cincinnati area, or is everyone kind of up in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Are you going to take this?
No, I will if you want. Sure. We have a mix. The luxury of our sales team is we are remote, but then we're flexible, right? We travel everywhere. Like Sarah mentioned, that'll be the first of many times we're in Cincinnati. But then we also have a local presence. So we have a national team that's in the Cincinnati market, the Columbus market, the Dayton market. Those are our three major markets in Ohio, where we have engineers local. So even though Sarah and I are remote, and we will work with you remote, when you're actually getting to implementing our product at your property, you will be working with a mix of remote as well as local personnel.
Okay, sounds good. Great. Well, is there anything else that either of you would like to throw out there about quantum fiber before we kind of switch to a more personal session on the interview?
I don't think I missed anything, Sarah.
Okay.
I can't think of, I don't know if I would add anything that we haven't covered. Our name, of course, what we offer. I think we've covered it.
Okay.
Thanks, Amy.
You're welcome. So with being in the industry and new to our local association, I'm sure, all your experience, you have some pretty memorable stories. Are there any favorites that you would care to share with everyone today?
Oh boy.
Industry or personal?
Industry.
Okay. I'll let Sarah go first.
I don't think I have anything in particular. As I had mentioned, I've been with the company as a whole for a really long time. I guess the most memorable that has stood out to me is the relationships that I've built from the beginning, and even till now. Managers that I had, from when I first started, I'm still talking to them today. Those that have left the company, stayed within the company, took different positions, and so on and so forth. I think it says a lot of who is hired, and the type of personality and the personnel that they hire is someone that you actually want to stay in contact with over time. So to me, that is the most memorable.
Yeah, that's great. It's all about relationship building, especially multifamily. That's our, it's how we do our business. All relationships, even though some of our competitors, we're all still, relationship building here. We reach out to other coworkers and colleagues in other companies and just, we're kind of all in it together.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
As we
great.
know that the multifamily and the construction industry in general is there's so many unknowns going into each and every day. There's so many surprises in general. So that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
Meeting new people is one thing, but being able to travel, and now we meet so many people in Ohio, and we meet people in Kentucky, and we're able to adapt and grow those relationships elsewhere as well.
Oh, that's great. And I'm from Kentucky, so now you know.
Awesome. Excellent.
All right. Well, let's switch gears just a tad. Kyle, you want to tell us a little bit about your family?
Sure.
Where
Yeah.
you're at in Wisconsin?
Yeah. So actually born and raised in Wisconsin. Grew up in La Crosse, went to Milwaukee for school and returned back to La Crosse to start growing my family. I have a wife and 2 daughters today. We are expecting our first son this summer in probably end of July timeframe. So very excited about to be a family of 5. We built our first home in 2018. Still working on finishing it. It's actually why my background's a little blurred. The basement's not completely finished, but still working on that. We're a big outdoor family. We love to hunt and fish, and used to do a lot of hiking and other things that we need to get back into. But we love to just spend time together, and real basic. Love to camp. I guess would be one of our newest things as well.
Nice.
Yep.
What about pets? Any cats or dogs in your family?
We have a crazy house, to be honest. Let me break this down. We're about to be a family of 5. We have 2 dogs. We have 2 cats. We have 2 rabbits, and we have 7 chickens. So we have a mini hobby farm, if you will, outside.
Nice.
Yep.
I have chickens myself. I have 2.
You. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
I love my chickens. They all have names. My son named them all.
Yep.
And yeah, he can just go up and pick them up and he'll bring them in the house. And I'm like, okay, we have chicken in the kitchen. That's great.
Yeah, I don't know how yours do. Wisconsin winter, of course, are tough on the hens, but they just started picking up laying again, and they're doing great. So
yeah,
eggs every day.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. What about favorite book or podcast that you are reading or listening to that you'd recommend?
I don't do a lot of reading. I'll be honest. I do a lot of, I guess, light reading on the industry in general, on social media, things like that. So no favorite books per se, but I do a lot of LinkedIn, a lot of social networking, and that's, I guess, my main reading. As far as podcasts go, actually, one of my favorite shows on Netflix is called Meat Eater, and it's an outdoor show of a guy that, of course, hunts and fishes, but uses everything of what he hunts and fish. So he has a podcast that I listen to on Pandora, and that's called Meat Eater as well.
Nice. Okay. And Sarah, what about you? What about you and your family?
So I was recently married back in December. We've been together a really long time, high school sweethearts, if you will. We have 2 boys together. We are also expecting a boy this summer in August. So we'll have 3 boys here, which I'm sure will create a lot of chaos. But we are we're a very homebody family. We're very family oriented with, even our immediate family. So my in-laws, my husband's in-laws, we'd like to spend family time together. We do weekly dinners. So we like to do that. We have 3 cats, a dog, about 1,000 fish. There's many fish that we have. They just seem to keep coming. They never end. I think that's really about it. We're I don't know. I'd like to keep it really simple. I don't like aside from my animals and my children, I don't like a lot of chaos. So
That's enough.
they
chaos.
provide me enough. I don't need more. So
Oh, that's funny. What about books or podcasts for you? Any recommendations?
I am I read a lot of different books, but primarily true crime. Same with podcasts. Crime Junkie is my favorite. Anything that's crime related, it's probably terrible. I mean, I don't know. It's a popular thing, but it.
I was gonna
It
say,
is
I
what
keep
it
hearing
is.
that more and more.
Yeah. Yeah. If I have a weird dream, my husband said it's because of what you watch and what you listen to, and I'm like, I don't know. But it calms me. It's interesting to know. I like how people tick and why they do the things they do. So to me, it's interesting in that aspect, not of what they're actually doing.
Okay. All right. I just have one more question for each of you before we wrap up.
Good.
What piece of advice would you offer the next generation of industry professionals? Who wants to go first?
Ooh.
Well, actually, I want to piggyback on what I had mentioned in regards to relationships. That would be my biggest piece of advice, is to hold and maintain those relationships both inside your network and outside your network, because if you don't have a relationship, obviously every person is their own person, and they're also a person beyond their business and what they're doing for work. So I would always advise anyone to open that relationship and hold that relationship.
That's great advice. Absolutely agree 100%. No.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is, don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Especially with COVID, a lot of us are so used to working from home, doing remote Zooms, which are great. But, we're kind of getting into that point now where we can maybe start getting back into the society and start meeting face to face. And don't feel afraid to get out of your comfort zone. It's how we got to get back to a little bit more of normalcy, if there is such a thing anymore. But yeah, don't be afraid to get out there and meet new people, and that's how you're gonna grow and develop in any industry.
That's absolutely true. I completely agree. Comfort zones are comfortable, but you got to grow and you got to experience life and make mistakes and fumble along the way and meet new people. So I agree with that 100% as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sarah and Kyle, so nice to sit down with you today and let everyone know, about Quantum Fiber and meet you both. And now, you'll be out and about in our next event. So we can't wait to see you there. This was very nice to talk to you today. I hope you both have a great weekend.
Absolutely.
Yes, you as well. Thank you so much. I mean, for sitting down with us as well. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to meeting everybody else. Thanks.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. You
Bye.
too.
Bye.